Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Sandeep Sharma. I'm a consulting and research professional with IDC. Today is Teachers' Day. On this occasion, I would like to thank all the teachers that strive really hard and make a difference in our lives. Thank you very much. And also, at the very outset, let me mention that this is a conversation which has no relation with my stint at IDC, and this has no commercial angle at all. This is an endeavor to give back to society through knowledge dissemination on themes such as education, healthcare, innovation, and others that are relevant for our society. Today, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome for a conversation Mr. Kaustubh Patki, who is the head marketing for Microfocus India Private Limited. The topic for the discussion today is B2B and technology marketing as a career option for business school students. Uh, Welcome, Mr. Kaustubh Patki, for the conversation.
Thank you very much, Sandeep. It's indeed a pleasure to be and have this conversation with you. In fact, I am excited and this has always been my, dream to somewhere give back to society. And I'm glad that I am associated with you. And in whatever small way I'll be able to give something from my 22 years of work experience that I have in B2B marketing.
Sure, that's great. Thank you so much. So, in fact, Kaustubh, let me just give a brief context actually before we begin our conversation. So, you are a tech marketing veteran yourself. You have been into B2B and tech marketing for a very, very long time. So, there are certain nuances of marketing which I'm sure business school students would definitely like to understand. Marketing is, in fact, one of the top preferred career options for business school students. However, when we say marketing, a quick check with the students would point out to the fact that a very high percentage of students prefer so-called B2C marketing. And these students generally have very little understanding of B2B marketing. So when we say B2C, it is business to consumer, and B2B is business to business. If we deep dive a little bit into what specifically goes into the process, most business school students fail to appreciate the true value of building careers in IT companies, which typically presents a B2B kind of an environment and setup. And this is at least when they are graduating. Once they have spent certain time in the industry, then this gap starts to melt away. But at least when they're graduating, they really don't understand what is the value of working in a tech company or a typical B2B environment in a marketing function. And Kaustubh, the way technology has disrupted multiple industries and the way technology has become embedded across industries, especially over the last 3 to 5 years, the role of marketing in technology companies has become very, very important. And I don't think it would be an understatement to say that it has become slightly glamorous as well. So against this backdrop, let me hear from Kaustubh, who is, as I said, a B2B and a tech marketing veteran with more than 22 years of experience himself. So let us all hear on what he has to say about B2B marketing and technology marketing as a career option for B school students. So Kaustubh, coming to the conversation, so it would be great for the students to understand your journey, because I have the pleasure of knowing you since the last 2.5 years, and I know the several domains in marketing that you've worked in, but it would be great to hear for the students to understand your corporate journey. So can you please take us through that, please?
Thank you, Sandeep. So let me quickly start on the note that the person whom you're speaking to, I've done my education is that I am a graduate in physics, and I started my career in Standard Chartered Bank. I started my career in banking, but I started my career when digitalization or digital transformation had started. So I was a salesperson in something called as depository services. Basically, that's the time when Bombay Stock Exchange was going paperless. It means that digital transformation had started in Bombay Stock Exchange, and I'm talking about way back in 1998. But I always wanted to be in media and marketing, and that's where I got an opportunity to join very young, new age company at that point of time, a media house called as Jasubai Digital Media. And for all of us at that time, when technology had just started to grow big in India, they used to publish a magazine called as uh, Chip magazine, which later on went on to become Digit. And they had a couple of other B2B technology publications. So I joined them. I was with their special projects, doing events for them. And I was on the other side of technology, reporting technology to the readers. And that's where I got an opportunity to be on the other side and be on the technology side and join the vendor community. And then I joined Veritas as the marketing communication specialist, basically a marketing guy who used to execute all possible marketing activities for Veritas. From Veritas, I moved on to Computer Associates. That's where I got an opportunity to take care of channel marketing. Um, and having done that, being in storage software company, or rather I would say then these two infrastructure software company, I wanted to be, a deep dive into one particular technology area. And that's where I got to join RSA. RSA Security, it's basically a security company which is a part of, which was a part of EMC and now which is a part of Dell. So I used to head the marketing for RSA for India. And given this particular experience, I was picked up in IBM, and the role was a bit different. There, the role was being more of a market segment manager, or to explain and understand market segment manager, or as a brand manager for a couple of their software technology brands. And I was in infrastructure, I was in security and middleware. So these are the areas that I was the market segment manager for. And having done the being an individual contributor role, that is when HP, that is where I got an opportunity to join HP and lead a team and lead the software marketing. HP got split into HPE, and then HPE further spun off its software business to Micro Focus. And that's how today I'm managing and heading the marketing for Micro Focus with a team of 6 people. That's been my quick 22 years journey in B2B marketing.
Great, Kaustuv, great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that introduction. In fact, if we look at the career journey of some veterans like you, it feels as if you've gone through the titles of the chapters of some marketing books. For example, a book on marketing, which is considered to be the Bible of marketing by Dr. Philip Kotler. So I see you have worked at the very start of your career with depository sales, which was the tech-led or tech-enabled sales way back. And then you started working with digital marketing. Then you have worked as a marketing specialist, which is, I understand, the execution part of the marketing strategy. And then once you did that, you moved ahead into building strategies for companies, for tech companies. So that and once you do that, then you also do a number of allied things in marketing, such as channel partner. You've done that as well, channel partner marketing, or maybe let's say pricing or competition scanning. So you've done a whole range of marketing related activities. So that's fabulous.
Love. It's been fun. It's been a fun journey these 22 years.
Sure. So let me then quickly ask you as to, you have been, and from your career I can sense that uh, your career has predominantly been into B2B. So let me just quickly ask you as to what difference do you find in B2B and B2C marketing? And that is something that the business school students must be aware of.
Right. So, being a B2B marketing specialist, I can talk to you about what has been my perception of B2C marketing. Uh, so for me, B2C marketing always has been that. For me, B2C marketing has been right from the time I was a kid. I remember those days when I used to decide on what chocolate I want to eat when I used to see those advertising on the television, or it could be like, what is the next thing that I need to do. For example, as I was having a conversation with you, I was on Instagram, and I was just looking through it, and I saw an ad of a particular perfume which was promoted by Virat Kohli. I just jumped onto Flipkart where it was available, and I bought it. So for me, B2C marketing is something which is where uh, we see something which has deep impact on us, and we quickly go and do that. Um, if I have to talk from how do I see these two things, B2B and B2C? Uh, I would say that when it comes to B2C marketing, the decisions are very quick. Unlike the decision making in B2B is much different. The sales cycle when we see in B2B is quick. As I said that I was impulsive. I went to Flipkart and I quickly bought it. But when it comes to B2B, that's where sometimes it takes months. And I've seen there is sometimes it takes a year or more for some businesses to come. The sales cycle in these two are very much different. The second aspect of it is that the relationship with customers in B2B is very deep, engaging, and long drawn. Unlike when I look from a B2C perspective, it ends very quickly. Say, for example, I have entered McDonald's, one of the quick serving restaurants. I wanted to have a burger. I had a burger. I'm out. Uh, uh, that's it. My relationship with McDonald's ends out there. Uh, they reach out to me for a couple of deals that they have or discounts. But if you see, my relationship with them was very short. Unlike when I look from a technology perspective and in B2B, it is a very consultative approach. Now, if I have to sell my solution to a bank, I really need to go understand what are the challenges that they face, and then how do I architect a solution that will help them achieve the goals that they want. So it can't be as impulsive, or it can't be as simple as just seeing an ad and going and buying it. If, for example, if someone would have seen an ad of Micro Focus or any other technology company, it can't be that they would just call up the sales guy and say, "Hey, I want to buy your software or your technology." So no. So that's where uh, a the relationship is deep, it is engaging, it's consultative, and at the same time, it's long drawn. Uh, for most of you management students, you would have read the book of C.K. Prahlad, Profit at the Bottom of Pyramids. So, what Professor Prahlad is talking about is that, especially in Indian economy, where do we see profit? Where there is volume, and the volume is always at the bottom. And that's where B2C marketing is, where there are volumes. Apart from when you're going and buying a luxury car or a house, where it could take time. In B2B, it can't be something very similar. Here, the business is very niche. It's not at the bottom of the pyramid, but I would rather say that you are towards the top of the pyramid. So here, it's niche. One. Second thing, here the decision making is never an individual decision making or a family decision making. It is something which is a group of people who have evaluated and then understood the business uh, uh, the business benefit behind it, and then taking a decision. So that is where you see the difference. Typically we would see that B2C is price sensitive. Also the size of our orders are generally small, unlike in B2B. The technology that the customer is buying is important, while price is important, but many times price is not critical. A lot of organizations know that they will have to invest a lot amount of money. That's only when they will be able to be more efficient. Unlike B2C is more of quick, how easily it can help and move on.
Sure.
That is where we see the difference. Also, uh, B2C is more of impulsive buying, and B2B is more of research driven buying. So this is primarily where, if I have to give the differences, this is how I see B2B is and how is B2C, and especially how B2B for technology in India is.
Sure, that's a great point. So, Kaustubh, when I look at some of the differences that you've mentioned, it also becomes very much important for us to understand what are the different career options for business school students in the realm of B2B marketing, especially in technology companies. Because all of these differences that you mentioned, these call out for slightly different approaches to marketing. You mentioned about consultative approach. You mentioned about non-impulsive buying behavior of organizations. You talked about decision making that is distributed across different power centers. So there are different influencers within the organization apart from the decision maker, and obviously the users are also there, which also contribute to significantly to the decision making process. And obviously pricing, organizations are not as price sensitive as that of the consumer segment. So how does the marketing domain change with regards to all of these points that you mentioned? And what are the different career options for business school students taking into account each one of these aspects? I think we have one slide here which we could project for the benefit of the students here.
Yes,
Yeah, just one. I'll just share my screen here.
that'll be great.
Yes, please.
Lovely. So, so if I talk from a B2B marketing and careers in B2B marketing, it frankly speaking, if I have to say that it is fun. There's a lot of glamour now in this field also, um, and I would always suggest that if you have to get started in B2B marketing, it is best if you can start at the ground level where execution happens. So, for example, being a part of an organization who's in marketing services, basically providing marketing services to a technology company. For example, Microfocus. Now, Microfocus, we have a strategy, we create our marketing activities, and many times we need a third party agency who will come and execute them. They will create the emails for me, they will create the contents for me, they will they will do the logistics of the events for me. So I feel that the best is to be a part of a marketing services organization, because here you get an experience to do anything and everything that happens in the realm of B2B marketing. Because in India today, B2B marketing is one of the very critical support function to any technology organization. And marketing services gives you an understanding of integrated marketing. Integrated marketing is doing nothing but what I am doing. Currently, if you see, I head the marketing for Microfocus in India. What do? I do field marketing, product marketing, channel marketing, digital marketing, all that is listed out here, everything integrated. So marketing services, if you get started out here, you will really get to know what goes into executing those activities, which are nothing but the execution phase of any strategy. And I fundamentally believe in these 22 years of my career, I've realized is that the best of strategies that are created can go wrong if the execution doesn't happen right. So if you understand the execution right, then building strategies is not difficult, and your strategies will definitely work, because you know that if you have to execute the strategy, what can go right, what can go wrong. And at the same time, you will also know that it is always a good idea to always have plan B, and that is only possible if you start there. So while that is something where I always advise people, this is the way to go, because today in B schools, the best of strategies is what you get to learn. But here, uh, this is the best of execution that you will get to learn. And I always feel that experience to the inexperience that you carry today, because you don't know what goes in B2B, is always is inexperience. So if you take the word inexperience, so if you have inexperience, just break the word inexperience. So solution to inexperience is inexperience. So A, you learn. One. Second thing is that if you look from beyond that, and if you like to be in front, field marketing is the best, because that's where you help the sales create the brand awareness, visibility for your brand. You generate business. When I say you generate business, in today in the technology B2B technology world, we say that create pipeline, create the demand, and then you accelerate the demand, and then you ensure that that demand gets converted into business. That's what you do in field marketing. Or you can take a step back and go behind the scenes and be in product marketing. Basically, that's where you create the content for the technology that you're selling. uh, as an organization, there are only as many salespeople that we can have on the field. But if you have to reach the breadth and depth of the market, you need to partner with various other organizations, and that is called as the channel organization. These are organizations who specialize in different technologies, and then they take it to the end user or the customer. What you need to do when it comes to channel marketing is to identify the right set of such partners, understand what they can help you sell better, market better, enable them, and then run with them, running the marketing activities, thereby increasing the demand, increasing the visibility, awareness. That's another good career option that you have. And as I was talking to you, Sandeep, some time back, as there are four important P's of marketing. I feel that there are four important things today in life. First is Hawa, second is Pani, third is broadband, and the fourth is digital marketing. If you see anyone and everyone around you today, and in any industry today, the only way that we can reach out to the customer is through digital marketing. 20 years back, I did not think it's going to be important, but today, you cannot do anything without digital marketing. That is one of the most important thing, and that's a great place to be career. The other important aspect of a B2B marketing is, or for any technology company and since that has been my experience, is that how can you really create that awareness, the brand awareness and visibility? And then the way is that what are the kind of communications does a customer see? What is the kind of, how does the customer see more about the technology that they want to buy is when they read a lot about it in print, in digital, and that's where you do a lot of marketing communication with the PR agencies. But for you to also get that uh, critical visibility, critical awareness, you need to work with analysts, where the analyst will review and tell the customer that, look, if you want to buy this particular technology, then there is this technology vendor who's offering are the best. So why don't you look at that? So it becomes very important to not only generate awareness by talking to the media, but you also have to have a good amount of influence working with this analysts, keeping them updated. And that itself is a career by itself, being in marketing communications. So that's what I feel. And I would always suggest that start grounds up, because strategy is something that you already know, learn the execution, and then you can, nothing can stop you being successful in B2B. So that's what I would say when it comes to be making careers in B2B marketing.
That's great, Kaustubh. Thank you. In fact, let me mention this upfront that this is clearly one of the best descriptions of the different roles that I've heard ever since I did my ever since I did my MBA. So that was a long time back, but this is clearly a very good description. This is really helpful for the students, I guess. And on a lighter note, the point that you mentioned about AR, it feels actually quite good to be in the analyst industry. Feels good that we are considered important as well. Thank you. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
okay, so coming to the end of the conversation, you have talked about the different career options, entry points. You've touched upon something which is very specific and very critical for business school students, which is the starting with the ground services of marketing services. I think this is really important. Many students have the ambition of launching a career right at the marketing strategy level, and they feel utterly disappointed because the companies would not give them that position. So I think the advice that you have from your and the points that you mentioned from your own experience, I think this is really good for the business school students. Coming to the last question, Kaustubh, what are some of the top skills that you feel that business school students must imbibe when they are continuing with their studies right now? What are some of the skills that they should have while looking out for these kind of jobs?
So and I would talk more from a B2B in technology perspective. I feel that today our education system is really equipping each and every individual to be geared to actually be a part of technology organization. Because if you see uh, technology, information technology is the only field, or rather only industry, where a person of any kind of education can join and quickly pick up. Unlike if you need to be in the field of medicines, you need to have that kind of an education. Or if you need to be in engineering, you need to have that kind of an education. Or if you need to be in financial sector, you really need to have that kind of qualification. What I've seen is that information technology is something where it touches each and every person's life, right from a child to to the oldest person. Technology is everywhere, and especially in given situation, my father, who's 87, half of the day he enjoys because he's connected to his colleagues when he was working in the bank, and that's through WhatsApp on his mobile phone. So today he's also, I would say, that technology savvy. Uh, Trust me, we can't go out. He completely does all his banking on his mobile. So look, information technology is a field which is adapted and adopted by anyone and everyone. So that way, I would always suggest that a uh, have your fundamentals clear. When I say that, have your fundamentals clear, today we have been technology is part of our life throughout, and our schooling, our B schools, everywhere talks about technology. So an individual is very much aware of technology, but he should also be aware of the technology that he is going to sell. Um For example, if there is an opportunity for you to work with a technology company, you need to understand what technology it sells. You are a marketeer by profession, but you really need to understand what technology sells. My suggestion is that whenever you get time, please go to various technology media sites or prints, media magazines that are available, and read as much as you can on technology. Because when you join a technology company, you not only want to know the technology that the company offers, but you also want to know the competition and what the industry is doing. Because once you know that, you can then be a better marketeer, meaning that your strategy will be much better. Because, for example, in Micro Focus, if I know what my products are and whom I can partner with, which are the other technology vendors whom I can partner with, or what my competition is doing well, if I know this better, then my marketing strategy and execution becomes flawless. Because then I know I can partner with which other vendors, like for example, use it SAP, Microsoft, or what are my competition doing, what are those campaigns that they are doing, what are the campaigns that I can launch that will help us. So that fundamental has to be very clear. Because many times I've seen that people are good marketeers, but many times when you are in the field of technology, lack of knowledge of the technology that you're selling, it could be hardware, software, services, consulting, anything it is. If you really don't know this in and out, you lose the edge. And then the effectiveness of the strategy and the activities that you do might not be as much as what you do. So a lot of times I have seen a lot of my colleagues are the people who are better knowledgeable person when it comes to technology, and they are good marketeers. So the base is very strong. I think that is fundamental. Best of the strategies have you learned in your B schools, and if if you can start small and then grow up the ladder, trust me, it will be beneficial because you have gained a lot of knowledge. Because many times that gap between execution and strategy is such that the strategies fail. And I have seen that many times. In spite of coming from an execution background, my strategies have failed because I did not give importance to understanding whether it can be executed well or not. I many times was really excited. Wow, this is great. This is an amazing strategy. Let's run with it. But when it came to executing it, we just couldn't it because we had not thought about it, and it was not an integral part of the strategy. So that's what I would say, and that is how what I would recommend.
Sure, Kaustav. Thank you so much. I think the information, the insights that you've given, these are really fantastic for the business school students. And I'm sure that this particular conversation would open up their minds and they would start exploring these career options as well. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this conversation, Kaustav, is because you would know this being a part of the tech domain yourself, that apart from the glamorous tech startup community, we also have, let's say, close to about 15 odd thousand and more channel partners in India working for different tech OEMs, right? And some of the work that they do is really fantastic. And these companies, and about 60 to 70% of these companies have job openings for marketing and sales people. And you would be surprised to know that many business school students, if I talk about the top 50 business school students in India, not many of them would have heard of companies like Redington, Ingram, apart from those students who have worked in, let's say, IT companies, it's very difficult to imagine that some of these channel partners could also have very lucrative career options for marketeers. So
Absolutely. And in my career, I have seen people who've come from these are the most successful people today in IT industry.
absolutely, absolutely. So in fact, this is a win-win situation for both the business school students and the tech community. The business school students must clearly look at these options because these are extremely attractive options for them from a long-term point of view. As you said, start with small, and then you make it big progressively. So business school students definitely can explore these options, and the tech companies can also gain from the talent pool that we have in the country. So Kaustubh, thank you so much for taking out time on a weekend. It has been a pleasure talking to you as always, and I'm sure the business school students would appreciate your time, your information, and the insights that you've shared today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sandeep. Lovely collaborating with you on such initiatives. I love talking to you, and I hope that whatever little that I could share from my 22 years of experience will help shape up someone's career. And also, please feel free, any one of you, if you would like to connect with me, talk to me, understand more. Glad to connect with you anytime.
Sure. Thank you so much, Kaustubh. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.